we're going to go right into some stories. I want to talk about first. We're going to talk about the strike that's happening. So this is the first strike in 35 years at the Bronx-based food hub. At the Bronx-based food hub that has hundreds of workers on the picket line for this week. Since Tuesday, hundreds of workers at the Bronx Hunts Point Produce Market are still on strike after negotiations broke down over just $1 an hour raise. And I can't say just $1 because that's a lot for people. They voted to go on strike on midnight at Sunday after talks of the hourly raise. Let me tell you what management offered them. Management offered them a 32 cents an hour boost. Now they're asking for $1 and management only offered them a 32 cents an hour boost. So here is what one of the workers had to say.
So as of 7:35 p.m. tonight, CSX trying to deliver 21 freight cars of merchandise into the Hunts Point Market. Our guys, our captains, our union guys came there, asked them to support our union. The locomotive engineer came out, saw them, said we're Teamsters too, turned the freight car right back around, headed back to Ohio. Another victory, another day longer, another day stronger. We're going to get this contract come hell or high water. Thank you.
Now, more than 300 police officers in riot gear broke the picket line and made 5 arrests. Nearly 400 workers were at the picket line when the police arrived, allegedly over a noise complaint, which was the protesting, according to a union official not authorized to speak publicly. And AOC, she skipped the inauguration to join the protesters. Let's take a look.
She was there.
Shoulder to shoulder with each of you all, and for all of our workers here, for all of our other unions that are operating in solidarity coming out here, thank you for showing up. And for anybody who might be watching or hearing, who is part of you who's just in the neighborhood, pull up. Pull up. Thank our workers. Bring some hot chocolate. I bring some. We got some Bustelo on deck. It's coming. But we're going to bring more and more and more. And the more we talk about this, the more everybody can put on the pressure so that we not just get a buck, but that we change lives for people across this country. So thank you for doing that work. Thank you for doing that work.
Now, AOC said it best. She said, pull up. Now, why this matters is more than 210 million pounds of produce pass through the market each year, reaching the city's 5 boroughs and the greater metropolitan region. Now, Jumaane Williams, a public advocate, had also something to say.
For far too many people in New York City. Right on. We are demanding better than normal. And that's what's happening right now. And I took my time to talk to people to make sure that what's being asked is reasonable. We're not trying to bankrupt anybody. We're not trying to put out any money. We just want to eat from the good food that you eat from. Right
on. Guys, this is really important because a lot of people are fighting for their pay raise, but where they're working is very important as well because everything they do helps out the 5 boroughs. What really stood out to me was AOC making sure that she was hands on the ground, making her voice heard, helping the people around her because that's where she's from. So tell me, guys, what you guys think about it, starting with Marcus.
I'll wait. I'll pass this on. Go back to me.
So who want to take it? Go ahead. Who want to take it? Marcus always got to play the game.
Marcus and Ben killed me with that. I'll wait.
Rebecca, you always coming towards me.
I don't do that. Mondale, do you feel me?
Mondale, I don't do that.
Rebecca, this morning I'll wait. They both do it. I'll wait.
When did I do that?
I will pass on my commentary.
I don't think I've ever.
My talking will not wait. Listen. I literally, the minute when they was out protesting, they were live. AOC's Instagram was live. I literally took this video and shared it on my timeline because I'm so petty. I shared it on look, I got two likes. Anyway, I shared it on my timeline and I said, this is what I said. And y'all want to force the vote. People out here really doing the work. I ain't seen Jimmy Four or whatever his name is. Jimmy Crack Coin, Jimmy Bad Toe, Jimmy is a sword. I ain't seen him nowhere. And this woman is on the line as soon as it started. Not when the cameras get out there. She was on the line as soon as they were protesting. Like you said, she skipped the inauguration so she could be with the workers in her district. And we were talking about forced to vote. Not even a real vote. and she out there doing the work. She out there with her people. That's what I'm saying. And if you see the guy who spoke was white presenting, but if you see when she was speaking, she was surrounded by black and brown people. That is her district. So when I tell you these sisters, the squad, and that dude, Jamal Bowman, are doing the work of their district, bro. Doing the work of their district. And y'all out here having an internet war with them, trying to cancel them on the interwebs. Get a like. Go ahead and get your like. Go ahead and get your like and your subscribe, but then get a life. Because they're doing the work for black and brown people. We're not even literally joking about food right now. They're literally doing the work about people's food, both those they deliver and ship through the market, but also the way they eat because they're trying to get paid properly. Get out of here, man. Yeah. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all.
That's good, Mondale. Thank you for look. That's the student in the class. When I say, well, who would like to present first, Mondale? Look, thank you so much for presenting first, Mondale. Like,
I'll go shoot. Y'all don't ever have to. If y'all let me, I'll talk.
By the way, Rebecca, here's your apple.
Yeah. Thank you so much for the teacher's apple. Thank you so much.
Look, just give me the C. I'll be fine with the C. But check me out. Well, or did you want? Yeah, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. No, I wanted to point out something, but I definitely want to hear your take on this. Go ahead.
No, this is my shit. I mean, this is my stuff right here, man. Like unity with the workers, solidarity with the workers. This cuts to the core. The reason they're having a strike and it breaking down over $1. Now that might not be a lot to some people, but for some people that dollar makes all the difference. I tell you who it's not a lot for. Those businesses that are holding back that dollar. They have the ability to pay people a living wage. They just don't want to because it's more important that they hit those quarterly profit margins. It's more important that they get their second yacht than it is for you to be able to afford to eat.
This is true. Let's talk about a company though.
That white brother that presented, he just look like he didn't worked about a couple thousand extra shifts in his life.
Come on, man.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Right. Like, no, I'm saying he just looks like a worker. That guy right there, he looks like he looks like he's contemplating either,
overtime Antonio.
Yeah, that guy that's the guy that's gonna take your hours right there. When you can't work, he gonna take them out.
That's the real world right there.
Yeah, that's the real world right there, man. And I'm not trying to be funny or negative, but
no, it's true.
Everybody out there is like that, right? So, what these companies have done is they have allowed Wall Street to celebritize their owners and bastardize the workers. And we fall for it every single time. Republicans have officially fallen for it, saying that this free market thought process of trickle-down economics works. Well, this is a perfect example of how the free market and trickle-down economics doesn't work because, the folks who own these companies that are shipping through these union workers, they're not passing the wealth down, right? Each one of those freights is a new yacht. We know that during the pandemic, the top 1% got damn near 1% richer, if that makes any sense, right? And gobbled up even more of the wealth. So when we're talking about a pandemic, folks, and these people don't want to give these folks an extra $1. So damn all the people in society who don't want to give working people who've been busting their ass during the pandemic. Don't forget, guys, this is still a pandemic. Like we're still in the middle of a pandemic, and these people are still asking for. These people are just asking for $1, bro. And then y'all so petty. $1. Y'all so petty. Y'all want to give them 30 cents during the pandemic. 30 cents. So and here's my thing. Like we got to have an administration that actually attacks this. It attacks this ethos that the worker is the bad guy and Jeff Bezos is the good guy. We have to have an ethos that attacks this. We have to have an ethos that attacks that attacks for the working people and the unions. That's why unions are so important. And also, lastly, this makes me think about Georgia. This makes me think about the South and and Arizona, these right to work states, right? right to work states must be defeated. But in order for us to defeat these right to work states, we need to put the same amount of effort in Georgia that we put in the state house races across the country. And vote back in right to work states so folks have opportunity to unionize so they won't get trash wages, because it's obvious that state legislatures as they stand right now, Georgia's still at a $5 minimum wage. That's the $6 minimum wage in the state of Georgia. So we got to figure out what we need to do to change those things. In order to change them, we have to remember that politics is local, and y'all got to donate to people who are running against long-term incumbents and Republican incumbents, and also allow fair districts to happen.
Facts.
Yeah.
Facts.
Yeah, that's true. Because what is this minimum wage going to do? I mean, cost of living in Atlanta, man, $8 an hour, $6 an hour. What am I going to get with that? I can't afford anywhere to stay. I can barely afford gas in my car, and I can't afford anything to eat. I mean, we got to make these changes, y'all.
Bubba, did you know that we need? Bubba, did you know in the city of Atlanta you need $23.40 or 50 cents to actually live a life per hour?
My God.
And that's average, right? That's the average. If you look at the city of Atlanta proper, you need to make $23 an hour to actually live and maintain yourself at this point. So $15 an hour doesn't do anything. I know.
Crazy.
Yeah, you need to make $22 an hour.
And let's be real, we're fighting for $15 an hour. But if the minimum wage actually kept up with the efficiency of the worker, minimum wage should be about $22 an hour right now. So we're fighting a war that we lost a long time ago. That's it.
Look,
Pregnant
that's it.
pause.
We can, pregnant pause. But we can go into this so much more. We can talk about this all day, and I'll say this, and we can move on to the next segment. But we have people like Jeff Bezos, who I know people who have worked at Whole Foods and things like that, and have went on strike just to get, because they were talking about one of the richest men in the world, most powerful, made God knows how much in a day, that said that they can't afford to give their workers a pay raise. And one of my friends who work at Whole Foods was, saying, you know what? They said they're going to give me $17 an hour. This is going to be great. And then when that time came, he's like, I can't feed my child off this. And I'm looking at the news, and I'm looking at this man who owns this whole thing, who says that they can't give me any more money.
Yeah.
So it's
Jeff Bezos makes about $341 million a day. About $3,700 a second.
Bro.
They think that putting people in the commercial to highlight them being essential workers is something that's amazing. But I'm looking for the coin so I can support my family during this pandemic as I'm working to support other families during this pandemic.
Okay. If this is the case, and I know we got to move on, but I got to ask this question. If this is the case, then do you think our Biden administration will be looking at equitable distribution of wealth, right? Is there anything in the pipeline for that? And I ask, I don't know if they're not going to do it. I don't know if they are going to do it. But when Mondale, bro, when you say $3,000 a second, that means one of this man's seconds in his life. One of this man's seconds in life is going to pay for about 5 families in Georgia, right? For a month, crazy, right? Food, crazy. Right? So what it is are we going to have an honest conversation about distribution of wealth? Are we going to be looking at is the Biden administration and also the new Senate going to look at how we actually take families and turn these families into healthy, whole families that can take care of themselves, working off of one job? Or are we literally just addicted to punishing the least of us while allowing the best of us to take you to golf, and then you'll just shut up for the rest of the session and never bring up another conversation about poverty in America? We got to do something about it, and I hope the Biden administration is taking a look at this.
Can I just give a shout out to Christian Smalls, the brother who led the strike at Amazon and ended up losing his job, but has been organizing ever since. Just solidarity with that brother. Right. That's all. I didn't want to have this conversation without dropping his name, because he's out there doing that work.
Yeah. And that's a big deal for him to lose his job and be organized.
They calling Kaepernick him. Listen, we already knew that. We already knew that that Jeff Bezos was trash. There were people at Amazon on welfare, bro. Like a lot of those workers were living off our money. So this guy makes this much money, but those workers was living off our money.
That kind of thing really that's a trigger for me, y'all. I gotta admit.
I mean, that's a trigger, bro. Those when Reagan was talking about welfare queens, he was talking about black women, but in actuality, the welfare queens are Bezos and Elon Musk and those guys at Walmart. These billionaires that we pay for their employees. So basically, we pay for them. We paid them to be billionaires. That's basically what's going on. Because if you were more equitable with your work, you wouldn't be a billionaire and your people wouldn't be living off the federal dollar, our dollar. Like we need to say that. We pay Walmart employees because so many of them are on social services. That is absolutely disgusting. If you remember, it was these people at 2 Walmarts that protested and got Walmart to go up to $10 an hour. But what people don't know is everybody in Walmart got $10 an hour or faded into $10 an hour, but those 2 stores got closed down.
Wow.
The 2 stores where people were protesting got closed down.
Something
So you
like
laid
that
all of
coming
those
up.
people off. Right. You laid all those people off so that you can do that. Now, Walmart is the second largest employer behind the federal government. So we should know how disgusting that is.
I have to get off
and people, we get stuck on Jeff Bezos' wealth, and we should pay attention to it because there's a lot in Elon Musk. But the Walton family, that's disgusting.
Yes.
That many people.
Yeah, they're another corporation that's disgusting, and that does the same thing. All of these huge corporations are known and have done this for years and years, and now we have voices and we're organizing and we're bringing it to the forefront. AOC is somebody who's a great example of somebody who will sacrifice her image, at the inauguration to be right there, hands on the ground from where she's from, because she knows what it's like to be that. So listen, we're gonna definitely cool down, help Ben do a little prayer on break. Bubba, take us to the music and we'll be right back.